guys, welcome to the Wild and Free Tribe team call with Taraleigh Davis this beautiful 28th of August. I'm going to be talking about Instagram, and she is fantastic. She's got lots of great knowledge for us. Some of her tribe is also joining in with us, the Inspire Tribe. And I'm super excited to hear what she has to say because all of my stuff is outdated, and I'm always amazed by the cold leads and people that she finds on Instagram. She does a great job. She's been multiple times featured from Autumn Calabrese and 21 Day Fix and Beachbody in general. So I'm like always inspired by her and kind of in awe. So I asked her if she could join us because guys, you guys have been asking me all these Instagram questions and I'm like, oh, I'm just not very good at it. So I have my notebook and I am ready to take some notes and learn from the master, Taraleigh. Taraleigh, if you don't know her already, I think all of you guys probably met her at Summit. However, if you don't know her already, she's a one-star diamond coach, fellow leader on the Arrow Tribe, and the founder of the Inspire Tribe. So I'm gonna manage participants. Hold on. There we go. That way we don't have any surprise interruptions. So I am gonna go ahead and let Tara take it away. Also, we say we're success partners, but like in all honesty, I keep calling them my sister friends. Like they just feel like so much more. I don't know if you guys feel like that about your success partners, but gosh, if you don't, like find people that just lift you up, inspire you, push you, pray for you, and just sharpen you to be a better, not just coach, but like human being. We're a group of 5. So Taraleigh's one of them, Vanessa, Jess Diello, and Sarah Matthews. So, okay, go ahead. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. Take it away, Tara.
Okay, I'm going to unmute myself. And if you don't know me, I live in Orlando, Florida, and I have 4 kiddos ranging from 6 to 15 that I homeschool. And what else? Oh yeah, my husband and I are trying to finish our degrees at the University of Central Florida. So I have to do things streamlined, and I feel like pretty much all of us could say that. So everything that I am sharing with you, I have been trying to put into practice, and I just found out a bunch of new cool fun stuff recently, just kind of doing some research for this call because there have been some changes recently to Instagram, and so I'm super crazy excited about it. Just a couple things. Instagram is very different from Facebook, but it has the potential, if you use it correctly, I would say a good 70% of my people coming in are finding me on Instagram. And so it's become a huge blessing to my business. But it is something that is very, very different than Pinterest. I feel like Pinterest, you don't really have to put a lot of work into Pinterest for it to work for you. Instagram's not like that. You have to do some work. And so I'm going to teach you, and then I have a fun little challenge on the end if you guys want to just kind of take it a step further. I have a 5-day challenge. So I will send these slides to Lisa for her to post on her team page. One thing about me with technology and slides, sometimes I forget what slide's coming next, or it kind of surprises me. So you'll just have to bear with me. So share screen. Okay. Okay. Do you see? Okay. All right. Play from the start. Let's see if that works. Oh, does that work? Is that good? Okay. I'm going to close this. I get real distracted with chat, so you guys can put questions in there, but don't be offended if I don't look at it for a little bit, because I'll get distracted and then forget what I'm talking about, and we'll be here all night. So I'm going to try to breeze through these. so that we have as much time as you guys need for Q&A. So 4 Insta basics that we need to talk about, just so that we're on the same page. There's 4 things that you need to make sure that you make a priority from the get-go. So whether you have never used Instagram or you are trying to get better at it, these are some principles that you need to make sure that come into play for you to be successful, for you to gain a following and a tribe on Instagram. And I'm going to go through each one separately, but they're cohesion, quality, value, and consistency. Those are the 4 things that you need to have on your Instagram account for it to be successful, or some of them. I'm gonna bring you guys up to a certain level, and then kind of go into some more in-depth ways that you can use Instagram to build your business. So cohesion. Now, when I first started as a coach, I immediately made a separate Instagram account from my personal account. And it's really cool now, because back then you couldn't switch between accounts. Now you can toggle in between. So if you have a personal and a business account, you can do both. You do not have to have a separate Instagram account. If you already have a decent amount of followers on your personal account, I don't necessarily recommend doing that. I actually did it because I was doing the 21-day fix, and I logged every single one of my meals and workouts that first 21-day fix. And so when I started that, I dove into everything that I could about Instagram, and a lot of the trainings, and this was 2.5 years ago, were, make your Instagram like a magazine and all this stuff. And honestly, my life is not a magazine. Therefore, my Instagram feed is not going to look like one. But if you look, this is just a snapshot of mine today. It's cohesive. There's a cohesiveness to it. So it needs to look like your life. If your life looks like a magazine, then make your Instagram feed look like a magazine. I honestly believe the way that social media has evolved over the past 2 years, that I don't think in our business, and this is just my opinion, I don't feel like people are looking for a magazine Instagram feed when they're looking to join a challenge group or become a coach. They're looking for real life. And so sometimes I have really Instagram feed, and sometimes I have sweaty selfies on there, and sometimes I have a Bible verse, but it's all me. And so you need to just kind of take a glimpse. And I totally recommend having a partner or someone audit, if you're really not sure, audit your Instagram account to kind of just say, oh yeah, this does look great. This works, So like I said, as you can see, this doesn't look like a magazine at all, but this has been my life for the past 3 days. I'm all about tacos, obviously. And I even have like a Southwestern recipe there, which I thought was kind of funny. But so you want to make sure that it looks like it fits together. And then, is it centered around one theme? Now, if you wanted to do all your pictures in black and white, that's fine. Like, if you really want it to be very matchy-matchy. When I first started, I took all of my pictures on blue willow plates and kind of became recognized by that. I kind of have drifted away from that because I'm trying to post more of like real life, and I don't eat on a blue willow plate every meal and snack. So, but if you have an idea like that, go for it. But you just want to make sure that it fits together and it's totally you. And so have a friend, audit you. People love real life. I feel like the more real I am in my posts as opposed to staged pictures, the more feedback and interaction that I get. Now, even though it's real life, you want to have quality. You want to have pictures that are well lit and inviting. Sometimes you catch a special moment, like you have your kid that, falls asleep in your lap and it's a sweet moment. And it's a super grainy picture that may not be the best thing to share on your Instagram. Maybe make it black and white or put a filter on it or something. Another thing that has to do with quality, but also cohesiveness, is I try to use the same filters or the same editing on my photos so that they kind of all look the same. So like, I know that when I see certain pictures, I'm like, oh, that picture is totally fill in the blank based on the way the picture looks. And so it's almost a part of branding yourself in the cohesiveness and the quality is by the way that you edit your pictures. And so one of the apps that I found recently that I use now is called Pick Tap Go. And I actually use the same, it's free. And it is like the easiest. There's all kinds of, there's Afterlight, there's somebody's asking me a question. Chat? It's $2 now? Oh, that's $2. Oh, bummer. Did I just lose my screen? No, I did not. Okay. See, you distracted me. Don't do that. Anyways, there are other ones that are free. And actually the ones on Instagram are not bad. If you find that you have one that you like. Another one that I use a lot is Over. You can write words on it and actually like put logos on your pictures. But Pick Tap Go is super easy so you pick a picture. I know that's kind of hard to see. No, that makes it worse. Okay, so when you pick a picture, you can just click edit. There's filters, but I always just do the one that brightens it. There's something about a bright picture, a really light picture that grabs people's attention. So even if you don't get this particular app, if you find an app where you can make your pictures brighter, I've found that goes a really long way. Word Swag is the best thing ever, and they have a ton of stock photos. So if you're not a photographer, don't worry, it's okay, no problem. There are all kinds of sites like Pixabay that have free stock photos. And just use those. They're meant to be used, and it's okay. So you just have to make sure that they're free. So I really totally recommend always to have, I feel like cohesiveness and quality go hand in hand. And so if you are, find a cute plate, I have a friend who's a great photographer, and she packs her kids' lunches, and she posts a picture of their lunch all the time, and it's the cutest thing ever. And they're in little like bento boxes or something. So be creative, like kind of find your niche in that to where you stand out from everybody else. Okay. Value. Do people have a good reason to follow you? Like why would somebody follow you? Why would you follow you? Would you follow you? If you're just posting a post-workout selfie and that's it, like, is that worth following you? And the reason why people follow you, is that clear? So how do you want to give back to people? Are you, there's a couple people I follow that say the most hilarious mom things that I've ever seen. And I follow them because sometimes you just need a positive and you need to laugh. And that's why I follow them. So is it clear as to why people are following you? Originally, people were following me because I had really good lunch ideas. Okay. And it was very clear that I was portioning out my meals, using the containers, and sharing recipes that my family would eat. That's why I think people follow me. So you need to make it very clear. And a way to do that is through your bio. So I'm going to just actually see if I can go back so that we can look at Can you see my little mouse thing, my pointer? Like, can you see me pointing? Okay, cool. So this is your bio right here. So if you've never paid attention to this, pay attention. And you can just click this. You can go on Instagram.com on your computer. You can't post pictures, but you can do pretty much everything else. So if you're really like sick of looking at a tiny screen, you can do it on your computer, on your desktop, or whatever. And you just edit here. And you want, mine is just short, sweet, to the point, full-time college student, full-time mom. I don't know why. I was kind of messing with it. And so I think I need to fix this. But the key to your Instagram profile is this blue right here, okay? This is the only live link that you have, okay? You can't post a link in the, what is it called? The caption of a photo or comments. Nobody can click on any of that. This is the only place that you can click. And guess what? I change it all the time. I change it based on what I post. So let's pretend like this right here, okay? It was like a complicated recipe that I had blogged. So I'm gonna post this picture and I'm gonna say, click on the link in my bio to see the full recipe. And then I'm going to change this to my blog, okay? So let's say I post an invite to a clean eating group. I'm gonna change that blue link to a direct link to that clean eating group. And so that's how you kind of funnel people, because it's interesting. More people will go and click that link than will send a message. Some people don't know how to use Messenger in Instagram. Like, it took me a really long time to figure out, like, oh, you can message people through Instagram? That's weird. Actually, I think one of my kids told me about it. So people are more apt to, I'll check that in a second, are more apt to click on a link here. And so change it up all the time, change it, okay? But you want it to like go to a specific place. So whether that be your Facebook page, whether that be a form to fill out for a clean eating group or your challenge group or whatever the case may be, your blog, totally feel free to change this. You can change it as many times as you want. Another thing is you just want this to be, obviously you only have so much space, but it's just a little bit about you. I don't have my whole life story here on this little thing about where I live and all that kind of stuff. So be creative in how you describe yourself. You know, are you a mom boss? Are you, what do they call it? Mompreneur. I don't even know how to spell. I wanted to put that in there, but I didn't know how to spell it. So I figured. Anyway, so a lot of people will look at this and decide if they want to follow you. And if you have the opportunity to, mine is a business account. And now this means that when they click this contact button, it actually sends me an email, which is really cool. That's a new feature. And then these little dots here, these are like, they're called insights. And it tells you what your most popular, how much traction you're getting with your posts. So let me check the chat real quick. Yes, okay. Sorry, just making sure. All right, back to this. All right. All right, consistency. One of the things that somebody asked me how many times I post. I post 3 to 5 times a day, every day. I do not post, except for Saturdays. I don't post a ton on Saturdays because that's kind of like my day with my family, number one. And number two, I just don't get as much interaction. And so I'll post basic stuff on Saturdays. I post a lot on Sunday afternoon/evening. So this is basically when push comes to shove. Here are ideas for you for your 3 to 5 and consistency. So if you're not posting every day, make a commitment to post every single day this week, at least once. And then the following week, two times a day. And then the week after that, 3 times a day. Don't try to post 5 times tomorrow and then 5 times Tuesday, because by Wednesday, you're going to want to give up. It's going to feel really overwhelming. So what I always tell people when they're first starting is you post your 3 vital behaviors to get into the habit, okay? At least, and if you're just starting and can only handle one, you pick one of those 3 vital behaviors. And so you post, your workout, your Shakeology, and something from personal development, and then you encourage somebody. Like, that's awesome. That's a great start, okay? So typically in the morning, I'll post an inspirational quote, and then I'll post my workout. You can even get real cutesy and post a video of your workout, your favorite workout move. I try to alternate. I want to do more of like the move of the day or my favorite dance move or whatever. I don't just post a selfie of my Shakeology. I'll post something about it, like why, or I'm running out the door, so I grabbed this. I love to post Shakeology recipes. And I don't always be like, oh, look at my Shakeology. I'm like, oh, look, I found a smoothie that all my kids will drink. And guess how much spinach is in there? And guess how many superfoods are in there? So be creative about it. I post at least one of my meals a day. So whether that be dinner or lunch or breakfast. And then something real life. So if we're at the dentist, I will post something about, trying to make best use of my time at the dentist. So I'm reading up on this, and it's usually my personal development book. And then I think at night, it's great to post something funny. And so you can go to Pinterest, and I'm kind of obsessed with graphic tees that are silly. And so that's a lot of the times of what I do. So there you go. Like, that's where you can start. If you haven't been posting or posting very much, start there and then kind of branch off. Okay, let's see. I'm not sure what's coming next. Oh, hashtags. Okay, I know everybody wants to hear about this. Okay, hashtags. I don't remember when. It's been in the last couple of months. It used to be where if you clicked on a hashtag, everything was chronological about Facebook or Instagram. And because I guess Facebook owns Instagram or whatever, they now do it similarly. So if you look in your feed, you'll notice that it's not chronological anymore. So you might see a picture. So if I went on Lisa's feed, I might see a picture of Lisa from yesterday, and then right before it, it's like Allie Raceman 2 minutes ago. So it's more like the feed is more like Facebook. And so that's why hashtags are super important to get picked up. Okay. So here's a couple of rules. Number 1, do not use Shakeology, fitness, cardio, or what's in your picture. So if you're at the beach and you take a picture, you don't hashtag beach, sunset, sand, fish. Don't do that. That's who's searching hashtags fish? Nobody. Okay. So the reason why you don't hashtag Shakeology is when somebody clicks Shakeology, what are they going to see? They're going to see all your competition. You don't want them to see all your competition. Okay. So don't do that either. Don't do hashtags such as fitness, because guess what? I'm going to tell you, I'm not even going to make you guess. If you search the hashtag fitness.
How about this? Everybody get your phone out and search on Instagram, hashtag fitness.
Yeah, it's 144 million posts, okay? So if you clicked on that and you post something, it's going to go to the bottom of the feed in 2 seconds. So you're literally only going to get a minute of anybody being able to see your post. So don't hashtag fitness, okay? You've got to find the sweet spot, and that's different for everybody, okay? So, even a hashtag such as mom life, that has 7 million pictures, okay? So what you need to do is I can't it's not going to help you if I give you a list of hashtags, okay? Everybody's got to figure out their own hashtags. And honestly, you want to be careful. You don't want to just copy somebody's hashtags, because then you need to be your own hashtag, okay? So what you need to do, you need to sit down and you've got to find that sweet spot, okay? So instead of mom life, you maybe mom life is the best life. That has 167,000 posts. That's way better. You know, mom life be like. That's hilarious. So you can go and you can search and it'll show you. So if it has a ton, I wouldn't use it, because it's a waste. You get 30 hashtags, okay? Use them. They're to your benefit. So you want to think through two things. What would you look for? So if you're searching hashtags, what kind of hashtags would you search? Okay. And what is your target market searching? Okay. So, I like, for instance, for a while, I was, whenever I did a workout, I used the hashtag Fitbit, because tons of people look at Fitbit. Well, now it's kind of growing, so I need to switch it out. So it's an evolving process. So I would say, I don't know, every month or two. And so what I do is I put it in a note on my phone. And so I post my picture, and then immediately I go to notes and copy and paste the 30 hashtags in a comment underneath. And I think it's the next slide. I added this at the last minute. Oh, wait, no, it's the next one. So have 30 on a note, and then you place 5 bullet points before the hashtag hides it, so that, like, if you look and you'll see the picture and then you'll see all the hashtags. If you put 5 bullet points before your hashtags, which it looks like this, I put sorry, I know it's not the best, but you see these bullets right here? If you put that in there, then you won't be able to see, it won't look as like, you won't see all the hashtags there. So let's see. Whoops, hold on. Okay. Let me see, what time is it? Okay. All right, let me keep going so I get through this. So that's like your first, that's like what you master, okay, before you move on. So this is like Instagram Like a Boss 2.0 is what it's following here. So if you're at your limit, then come back and listen to this call in, a couple weeks after you've got some practice under your belt. But here is the next thing: scheduling. Don't use programs that post for you. Instagram will not like you. They won't show your post, and you'll get locked out of your account. There's all kinds of like robot that will say they'll get you a certain amount of followers, and they'll comment on people's stuff. You just got to do that yourself. You just can't. But in your mind, think of, okay, in the month of September, what new products and services do I want to focus on? Or are there any product launches that I want to, or are there any holidays? So kind of think through the next couple weeks in scheduling your posts. And I'm going to show you something that I found, but I'm going to check the chat real quick. I link every single post on Instagram also goes to my Facebook page, because they're two totally separate opposite audiences. And it saves me from having to post 2 places. Sometimes I do stuff on Facebook that I don't do on Instagram. No, it doesn't matter. There's no reason to delete the comment and hashtags anymore because of their algorithm, and it loses the chronologically. So when it was chronological, you could delete your comment of hashtags and redo it, and it would bump you to the top. It doesn't do that anymore. So that's a waste of time. The insights, as far as I know, are just for businesses, because I Never saw them until it was a business. So, all right, catching up on that. So here's the most exciting thing ever. So you can't do like Hootsuite if you've used, I don't know what other stuff there is for Facebook. I never really was a fan. I schedule posts on my public page all the time. There's a thing called Prime no, I hadn't either until like 3 days ago, and I've like been wanting to tell anybody, and I've only told one Success Partners, but I didn't tell Lisa over to Tampa. So to give it permission to analytically look at your, and this is especially good if you don't have a business account. It looks at your Instagram and it tells you what the best time to post is. So here, if you can see it, can you guys see this here? There's a list of times right here. Or our face is blocking it. I can't tell. Our face is blocking my slides? No, okay. So it tells me each day what the best time to post is, okay? And it gets better. Then it gives you, I think there's 12. It gives you 12 other times. So on Sundays, my best time to post is at 8:45, okay? And then it gives you, so what I'm going to start to do in the morning, and I've tried it a couple times, is you can schedule your Instagram post for the day through this app, okay? Now, it's not a robot app. This is the kicker. So I put this post in that I was going to do at 8:45, okay? What it does is my phone will pop up an alert. It'll notify me, hey, open Prime now to post to Instagram. I open the app. I go to this post, and it does a pop-up screen that says copy to Instagram, the caption, everything into Instagram, and then I just click paste, and it puts my caption in, and then I post it, and then I'm done. So for me, for people who work, because there is no way to schedule a post without breaking the rules and getting kicked out. So this is the next best thing. I really feel like this is going to be a game changer, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to sit and I'm going to schedule my post for tomorrow. I'm going to do it tonight. I know the time that I get the most traction. So this is not necessarily, don't go and post at 8:45 p.m. That's not necessarily your best time. The people who follow me, that is when I get the most traction. So I don't know. I mean, I was like freaking out when I saw this. So you just press this little plus button, you add a picture, you add a caption, you tell it what time to remind you, and then it copies everything over. You have to go back in the app. So you're the actually one posting it. So you're not breaking any rules. It just helps remind you. So like I said, if you are coaching and working, this will make being able to post on your lunch break, it'll take 2 seconds, and you'll be able to do other stuff. Okay, so here is the challenge, okay, if you are brave. Oh, let me look at these. I knew there were going to be lots of questions about that. Okay. No? Am I okay?
I had a couple
All right.
questions that we missed. I don't know if you want to wait until the end.
This is my last slide. I'll just do this real quick and then you can have at it.
Perfect.
Okay, so day one is update your bio, like I was telling you. Use emojis. I think it's adorable, and I mean, don't go crazy. But I use pineapples because I love it. The second, so I know if you're like me, you're gonna want to do all these things like tonight. So don't do that. Don't freak yourself out. Don't burn out.
Hey, Taraleigh, I don't know if you can hear me, but you've completely frozen. We can't hear you, like, at all. I don't know if you need to jump off and then come back in or stop sharing.
I'm here.
Okay, now I can hear you. Sorry, I heard if you're like me, you're going to want to do all of these things at once, but don't do that, and then you kind of stop. So.
Okay, I was just breaking down the challenge per day. So I don't know. Oops. Hold on. I'm not in screen share anymore, am I?
No, you're not.
Okay. Let's try this one more time. Okay. So update your bio is the first day. Day 2 is to work on your hashtags. And like I said, don't feel like you've got to like scribble all this down. I'm going to give these to Lisa. So you're going to bio, hashtags, then you're going to set up your prime. Because don't set up your prime until you've got a good, because you want people to like, you need to be put together. And it's not going to do you any good to schedule all these posts and not have hashtags. So that's why I did it in that order. Day 3, set up your prime and schedule 10 posts. They don't have to be in the same day. So go to Pinterest and find 10 inspirational quotes and post them at the best time of day. It's real simple. Don't overthink it. I like to work in little blocks. So I'm going to spend 30 minutes on scheduling posts, and then I do them by subject matter. It just makes it easier. A bunch of inspirational quotes or recipes all at the same time. Day 4. If you're really serious about this, follow 25 people this time. I didn't really follow anybody. And so I noticed my interaction growing once I started. So think of Instagram in a way like Facebook in regards to interaction. So the more you're interacting with people, the more they're going to see your stuff. So you could even go through and make sure you're following all the people who follow you that you want to follow. Obviously, don't feel like you need to follow people you don't want to follow. But so go through and follow like the first 2 or 3 pictures and comment. Now, because there's so many robots, you can't just comment like 2 pink hearts. You need to be like, oh my gosh, I love that beach. Like something to where they know that you're a real person. And then day 5, schedule a week's worth of engagement posts. And I won't go over them, but there's ideas here. An engagement post is a post where you're asking for feedback. You're getting introduction, tag someone who blank, ask the audience, something that's going to get people to comment on your stuff. So it's a little bit different mindset because when you do Facebook, you're trying to think of what is something that people would share, you know, like you share a video so that people share your video and yada, yada, yada. And it's just different because you can't really, I mean, you can with weird apps, but I don't even understand how to do that. So, okay. So am I all good now? Because I kicked all of my family off the internet.
Yeah,
okay.
There was still a little bit of weird jerkiness going on, but I think we got it. Guys, if you have any questions, now is a fantastic time to kind of think over what you just heard, ask the questions in the comments, or, you know, let me know in the comments that you have a long question and you can unmute yourself and do that. I had a few questions for you, Taraleigh, if you are ready for them.
Okay. I'm ready.
So are the insights, because I noticed I don't have insights on mine, but mine's a personal account. I never changed it to business. Are the insights just for business? Oh gosh, you stopped again. Yes. Don't be embarrassed.
Okay.
You've completely.
Can you hear me now?
Yes. Sounds
Okay.
like a bad Verizon commercial, right?
Yeah. Now I'm Sprint, actually. It's just Sprint. Yes, it's just and it's literally just like Facebook where it says this many people saw your post and this many people interacted. Because of the Prime thing now, it doesn't really, it's helpful, I guess, but I haven't messed with it too much.
Can you use Prime with a business account?
Yeah, I'm using it now.
Okay. I had another one. Oh, before when we were talking about putting hashtags in comments and then deleting them, you used to be able to put hashtags in comments, delete them, and then put new hashtags in. So is that not a possibility anymore?
I mean, you can do that. It just doesn't benefit you because Instagram is no longer chronological. So when you did that before, it was fantastic because it bumped you to the top of the queue. Whereas now it's done analytically with their, they have Facebook math basically. And so I noticed when they went to that, when I want to say it was April where they changed the chronological. I think I told you guys, my interaction went pew, and I had to basically work back up by doing the things that I'm telling you guys. So there's no benefit into rehashtagging your stuff anymore, unfortunately.
Gotcha. Okay. Did anybody else have any questions? And then would you mind explaining, okay, Jennifer has one. Would you mind explaining those last two slides that you did with ideas about different interaction or engagement posts, you called them? Do you actually hashtag those things as far as ask the audience and does that make sense? You do?
Yeah, just like you would do Throwback Thursday. So like, when you hashtag a Throwback Thursday post, you say, hashtag TBT, this was blah, 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 blah. So I would say hashtag ask the audience, can you help me figure out which hairstyle I want to do? Or do you think my hair is too long? Or that's a terrible example, but basically it's the same thing. So in the challenge, I'm saying schedule out posts that are specifically geared because there's a difference. Like people don't always comment on my stuff. I have to ask them, to do that. And I have to make a particular kind of post for them to interact with me. So that's just kind of the challenge because again, they're showing everybody your stuff who they think wants to see it. And so if they're commenting and liking and interacting with you, you're more likely to show up in their feed.
Awesome. That's really good info. So it's kind of like when I used to do the rapid fire questions. Anytime I notice engagement going down, I'll do rapid fire question. And, just by getting 40 comments on that, because everybody likes to give their opinion, just by getting that, like I noticed over the next, several days, a lot more people are liking my stuff and whatnot again, because they interacted on that one post.
It's exactly the same way. You didn't have to used to do that.
Right. Okay. That makes a lot of sense. Thank you. Jen, did you want to go ahead and unmute yourself?
Okay. I had one question, but I had another quick question on what you just said, Taraleigh, because I wasn't paying attention there for a second. You gave the example of hashtag is my hair too long or whatever. So are you putting the hashtag in your post comments? Hashtag is my hair too long. What do you guys think? I was confused on that.
My caption, so I typically will put my hashtags in a comment. So like when you do a Throwback Thursday or when I do one, I put hashtag TBT. I put that in the caption. And so in an engagement post, I would do hashtag ask the audience. That would be my hashtag in the caption. And then I would say, do you think my hair's gotten too long? Or how do I keep my hair out of my face when I work out? Or something like that. So hashtags in the captions. Hashtags, but like, where they kind of fit. Because you wouldn't do,
You're back now.
Okay, I thought I read or something at some point to not put your hashtags in the captions. So I always do my hashtags in the comments. I don't put them in the captions.
Yeah, I usually do too, but I think when it's just a more natural hashtag like that, so I might put one. So like I like to say all the time as a joke, all I do is win as a hashtag, and I just put that in there because I just think it's funny, not necessarily because I'm trying to drive 1 million people to that post. Did I freeze again?
Nope, you're good.
Okay.
Okay, my other question was, I don't know how to word it correctly, but like I get people that like or follow me that say do oils, or just some random mom that's not necessarily into fitness, but you know, a stay-at-home mom or whatever. How do I build up that relationship with that person through Instagram? Like, do I just like and comment on theirs? Like, how do I get them from Instagram over to my Facebook to start, you know, interacting with me on Facebook?
Yeah, that's a great question. I typically set aside some time, just like in my power hour, just like I would do on Facebook. I would follow that person back, and then I would scroll through and, you know, like her first couple pictures and comment on one, a real actual comment like, oh my gosh, your kids are so cute, or, you know, just something. And then, you know, that's the way you kind of start to build the relationship. And then you do what I was talking about with the bio, with the link recipe on my Facebook page that I just posted. Facebook page. And then that's where, when you see that she follows you with her, like,
The struggle is real.
I think I got what she was saying.
Yeah. Sorry, Taraleigh, you keep freezing. Womp womp. Need better internet.
I need to connect to my hotspot on my phone or something. I don't know.
Seriously. I don't know if you even want to try this, Taraleigh. Do you want to try jumping off and jumping back on to see if that gives you a better connection?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Do you guys mind waiting just a second for her to do that?
Yeah, that's fine.
I'm thinking that if all of her family was on the internet at the same time, she has 4 kids. So if her family was on the internet, she had them jump off, but maybe just her jumping back on will give her a better connection to be able to answer these questions. Because I have more questions, so I'm sure you guys probably do. Hey, Josh, are our kids crying?
Yeah, he's crying for you.
Oh.
I need to know how to come up with hashtags. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah. Have you ever done the niche market exercise?
No.
Okay, so there's a whole training from Katie. I'm pretty sure that I put it in our team page, but it would have been a while back, several months ago.
You think it was like that training that I did with that guy that came and did?
Similar, yeah. It's like finding your avatar.
Yeah, okay, so I got that. Yeah, I did that. I got that.
So then figure out what I like to do, and Taraleigh may have some better advice for you, but what I like to do, or what I've been doing, is looking at some things that I'm interested in, or my niche market is my avatar is interested in. So is she like, for me, mom of 2 boys, whatever. Then I find somebody in there that I really like that's kind of like my avatar. And then I click on her like photo if I see a post or something, and I'm like, oh, that's a really good one. Then I'll look and see what hashtags she has.
That's a good one.
And I'll start searching some of those hashtags, and I'll see, like, because Taraleigh was talking about, hey girl, she was talking about some of the numbers. When she says you don't want to get one that's like crazy full, that's true. Like if it has 1 million or 500,000 posts or whatever, then it's probably too many. But if it has 125, not enough, because that means nobody's actually using that. So nobody's going to be searching it. Because I've used a couple hashtags that I'm like, oh, that was so funny, right? And then I click on it, I'm like, 300 people, over the entire history of Instagram have used that hashtag. So that's not a good one. So I just kind of, and this is what I've been doing recently, like the last week or so, as I have time, because you guys know about the whole RV situation. So I've been going in and like looking at different RV hashtags, looking at the photos of the people that are like me or like my avatar, and people that I'm connecting with. And this is great because it's kind of helping me already. I follow the ones that I'm really interested in. And so it's already kind of reaching out to some of those people. Like Taraleigh said, follow 25 people and comment. Like I like a few of their pictures and I comment. But while I'm liking on those photos, it's a rabbit trail. So like give yourself an hour, or if you're watching TV one night, this is a good exercise to do, and just kind of take note of the hashtags that are really good for your avatar, if that makes sense. Does it?
Definitely, yeah.
And
I
I
was
just kind of,
how to
yeah.
find the hashtags.
Right. So it's a rabbit trail, right? Like you go into one and you're like, oh, that's really great. And so you hashtag another one, and then you find like another person that kind of fits your demographic, right? And so you go into theirs, and then you're like, so you may only see one person from each of those hashtags because you just kind of go down the rabbit trail. But I think, and I want Taraleigh to speak to this, I think it's also important to not just focus on that one, but also on like the different aspects of your avatar or your niche market. So like, don't just focus on the mom thing. I think most network marketers focus on the mom or the fitness. Like they health, fitness, mom, that's like what they focus on. So you're going to have a lot more competition in those areas. But in like some of the others, like hobbies and, I don't know, location specific even, I think you're going to get a better audience from those. Not to rule out the mom.
Right.
Taraleigh, do you have feedback? Stacy was wondering how to find hashtags.
I mean, you should even you could even do a poll on your Facebook page and say, when you go to Instagram, what do you search for? And find out what do they search for? And so like, I like searching for stuff, like something that I'm interested in buying. So like I would click Fitbit Blaze, or I'm just making stuff up, but like if they're, like click Yeti and see what those people, I was looking into how to make bulletproof coffee. So every time I made so that's keto. So I use that hashtag too. So you kind of just think through and so I kind of go down that avenue, and then I think through, cause I homeschool. And so, I'll do, a couple homeschool hashtags. And then if my meal is vegan, I'll make sure that I put vegan, because I think a lot of people look for those type of lifestyle diets. So even though like I may not be doing the Whole30, if my lunch is compliant, I'm going to hashtag it Whole30, because people, like, I know I love to look at food and stuff like that on there. So
yeah. And I found it really helpful when back in the winter when I was doing redoing our kitchen, because you know how we talk about like you don't have to just talk about health and fitness or whatever. When we were redoing our kitchen, I hashtagged things like white cabinets and kitchen reno and like things like that. I had a ton of interaction, and then of course they're going to my page because they're like, oh, what else is she doing? And then they're seeing all my health stuff. So not that I'm very good at that, but I mean, you can kind of tap into all of those things. Taraleigh said that she does mostly like stuff. It's funny because I don't think I ever search stuff, but I do search a lot of lifestyle things. So like somebody may be on the beach and then I start clicking through some of their hashtags. And mine's more, probably lifestyle. Like I said, the RV stuff or like wander or I don't know. Can get lost in those, but I typically don't click on the stuff. So I think it all kind of depends on your niche market, and they're going to be whatever you're like, if that makes sense.
Well, yeah, too, you can go to, if you click the little hourglass in your Instagram, it'll say pictures that you might like. Okay. And that's funny. All mine are food. So I click on a food one and I look at those hashtags on those. This is,
Where's the hourglass.
Not an hourglass, a magnifying glass. Sorry, I'm tired. It's 10 o'clock here.
It's 9 o'clock.
If you click that, well, it's 10 o'clock here.
I know. Sorry. No, you said
it's 10 o'clock.
Yeah, you said it's 10 o'clock here, and then my desktop talks to me, and so it goes, it's 9 o'clock. I'm like, 9 o'clock here.
Wow, that was rude. So rude.
I know.
Somebody asked me about the Insta story thing, and if you guys have a second, I'll talk to you about that. Okay, so basically what that is they're trying to rip off Snapchat, and I follow a bunch of just I don't even know what they're called, marketing people, I guess, to help with learning about this stuff. And there is definitely mixed reviews. So basically what it is, if you have Snapchat, you can put something on your story or your wall and it lasts for 24 hours. Okay. So try it. See, I don't know. But the problem is, and it drives me insane, I can't even get through all of mine. Okay. Because when, you don't follow as many people on Snapchat as you do Instagram. So I'm not a huge fan in the sense of when somebody, if you'll see it, and it's calmed down quite a bit. When it first started, you'd go through somebody's thing and they had 25 things for the day. And you'd have to click 25 stinking times to get through their thing to get to the next person. So you just want to be careful that you do not, the one thing that I will say that I know is you want to be careful to not overuse that, because people are going to unfollow you, and you don't want to lose followers because you're posting 50 times on stories. So I probably do maybe like once or twice a day, and I don't even do every day. I think don't quote me on this. I'm not an expert by any means, but I don't think it is grabbing on or is going to grab on until they put silly filters on it. It's just not nearly as fun. And so, if you want to kind of do it, I don't know. Because I don't even really know what is it going to do? Like, how do you got to think through how, you could do something like, because then they can message you, so you could say, you could take a picture of something about your challenge group and say, click chat on the bottom of this to connect with me. So you got to think strategically how you would use this to get interaction with people. Don't use it to annoy people, because then you'll lose followers. So there's my 2 cents on that.
Yeah, it's true. I 100% agree. Like, the filters on Snapchat are way more fun, and that's pretty much the only reason I use it. I honestly do not use Snapchat much for business. I just don't. I haven't figured out how to connect with people on there, is like without just redirecting them. And I feel like Chalene Johnson one time said, like, you don't want people to have to jump from place to place to place to place to try and like find you. And I could be wrong. There may be other people that are just killing it on Snapchat. I haven't figured it out. And I personally don't want to make people jump around like, hey, if you're looking for this, find me on Facebook or find me on Instagram. Like, that's me personally. There are others. Like I said, you got to find what works for you. But I do love Snapchat, which is so funny because I was like so anti-Snapchat on the cruise. So that was just in March. And here I am like every single day with Taraleigh talking. So I did anybody else have any more questions? You thinking about them? Alicia, I know you came into it with some questions. Did she answer yours for the most part? So I did have, okay, are you going to type it in? Okay. Taraleigh, I did have a question as far as, and this may differ from person to person, but do you have some kind of like drip or funnel or schedule even for following up with people? Like, do you write down people that are engaging with you and like write their name down on a list or their handle down on a list and to like follow up with them? You what? What'd you say?
I'm going to give up.
Oh, it's sad. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
It's funny because we can hear you, but I guess now you can't hear us.
No, I hear you now.
Okay, so you said that
I don't have a good follow-up system in the sense of I have too many. It's too big for me to try to figure out. I follow up with people who message me, but I try to funnel them to Facebook to where I'm able to, or fill out a form, and then I keep up with them that way.
Okay, so you don't reach out.
I just don't have the time to really dive into that. So
great. So you don't like reach out to people that are constantly liking.
All right.
Or anything.
That are good.
Aw. We can hear you.
Oh, okay. I follow them. If I notice that somebody's liking stuff a lot, I'll follow them and interact with them, like where I like their pictures every so often. So I guess I do. I can hear you typing now.
Oh, okay. Alicia had a question. I don't know if you want to. Oh, no, she didn't. Okay. She said, I think the hashtag changing will help. Also, I just noticed, or I've noticed it a while back, but something that they've changed relatively recently is if you're searching a hashtag, up at the top it has like related hashtags, which again can really help with the bunny trail. But you may find one that you like better. Like when I first typed in RV life, popped up, but then like the next one that came up was home is where you park it, and I think I like that one a little bit better than like RV life. You know what I'm saying? It just has a little bit more flair and vibe to it, and both are really well used. But you can kind of click through there, and I think it'll help you find some. And you don't have to use every single hashtag. I know for Taraleigh, it's been a bit of a, she says she changes hers every once in a while, but she'll tell us in the group, she's like, my hashtags don't seem to be working very well. And so she'll like change them up every once in a while. She may like change one or two out. She may change a bunch of them. I don't exactly know, but I do know that she's like always kind of playing with it, and it's never anything that's really, really solid. So don't feel like you're going to get 30 hashtags and then stick with them for life. Like, they'll be fluid, just like your market's going to change. Analytics on Insta is going to change. So I don't know if you have any last words. This call was a little long. Sorry.
That's okay. No, I think just taking it one day at a time, and just like anything else, it works for some people and some people it doesn't. And so, just do your best and try, and don't let yourself get overwhelmed.
Yeah, so good. So give it a try. See if it's something that you enjoy. Jen, I feel like it's something that you would really enjoy. Alicia, I know you enjoy it. Stacy, I'm not sure, but see if it's your thing. For a while, it was like, dude, this is not my thing. I was just getting on for business. But now that I have this different interest in life, I'm getting on more for the lifestyle and for, like, it's more interesting to me, if that makes sense. So something made Alicia die laughing. And on that note, We will see you guys later. Does anybody else have any last minute comments? Speak now, forever hold your peace.